This is Margaret Ann Windsor, and that's my real name, and the name I have to use is Peggy Ann Childers. I was kidnapped and brought to this country in 41 when I was 2 years old, given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married Childers. I found out about my kidnapping in late '83 when I was in a political campaign, and I won't go into all the details. I've done about 1,000 something videos over the last 2 years or year and a half, Facebook and Instagram that tells most of it. But I'm allergic to chemicals, and over the years I have been deliberately run from place to place. I've tried to leave Virginia, and I'm run back the same way because law enforcement at the highest level is one that, if you want to say pulling it off, but it's the people that did it. You would have to see what people will do when they don't have to pay for the crimes, plain and simple, and that's it. So everybody's got something to hide, so law enforcement gets something on them. And in return for listening or not sending them to jail or not going ahead and charging them, whatever the crime is, they get them to do things to me. And at times, it's been something that I guess kept me alive, and most of the time they beat the hell out of me. I'm allergic, and it causes inflammation, and over the years it's just destroyed me, and I'll pay rent when I have money. I have of late, but it's hard to keep it. Pay money, pay a month, and I'm run off with fumes. In a couple of days it gets so bad, and I stay, and it's so horrible, it's torn me apart. But anyway, I've put that all up, and I wanted to just give this as an example. This I've stayed at before some years ago, well, 2.5 years ago. Lived on the other side of where I'm at now, and I had an exhaust fan, so that helped with the fumes. That this is older. And this is where it should be drawing it out, the exhaust, and up and out. Well, I came in here from being run around and chemicals so soaked in them. I was so sick I can't stand it. Inflammation's got my legs and knees and back so bad. And oh, I told the guy that owns it or manages it at the desk that I paid rent that it didn't work. Could he fix that for me? And, of course, they already know this is a big joke to them. So, anyway, they didn't do anything. That was Sunday. So, therefore, yesterday, I guess that was what? Today's just Wednesday. It's about 3:30 in the morning. And I'm so sick I can't stand it, and knots in my legs and pains, and the inflammation's so bad I can't stand it. So I know I've got to leave. I paid them just a week because I've learned I lose my money. So anyway, a black man showed up. I hadn't said anything else about it. That'd be Monday evening. He said, "We're going to come in and fix your fan, exhaust fan." I said, and I'm so glad I thanked him. He said, "But I got to find the maintenance guy first." Well, I just assumed he was assistant maintenance or something. So he didn't come back. And then yesterday he showed up, and the maintenance man followed him right after then. They came through. And when the black man came Monday and said they were going to fix the fan, he came back here and took this down, and he said there's nothing back in there. And so yesterday they came back here, and the maintenance, they were apologetic, and I thought, well, at least they seem to be nice. He came back here, and I heard them talking, and the maintenance guy was white. He went out for some reason. And the black guy that I stood and talked, or he had stood there and I'd talked with him Monday afternoon when he showed up and said they were going to fix this. And by the way, he brought this big fan and put it right in front of the air conditioning, which made it worse. It drew the freon fumes in here. That's exactly what it is. And then he said something about yesterday, well, it probably brought in all the bad air from outside. Bad air's in here. But anyway, no joke. I have to laugh to get through it. Anyway, I came back here while I was waiting on the maintenance guy, the white one, to come back. And the black guy that I had talked to, he told me his wife had a tracheotomy and that she had sleep apnea. And we were talking about that and about me being allergic to chemicals. So if he wasn't pre-prepped about it all, he certainly knew about it then. And so when he came back yesterday, I saw in his right hand he had a long tube. And I thought, God, what's he going back there with now? And I thought, well, he's probably got to caulk or something back in there, sealant. And the white guy had gone, and I came back, and he had a phone just like mine. A guy who's in law enforcement, I thought was a friend, gave me this this Android, so I could put it up on YouTube and social media because I can't get the laws behind getting them to do it, and they're more than glad to do it. But he's sitting here, the black guy is. He's got this off, which, what's he doing with this off? This is a hot water. Nothing's wrong with it. It's all off. This is all off, and this is torn apart. So you tell me why they did it. So anyway, the white guy comes back, and he says that, well, they don't have a motor to put in it, that he guesses the owner or manager will call me and tell me what they decide to do to get a new one or what. So they leave. And when they left, I knew then that they had put the whatever it was in the tube but then I came back here, locked the door and came back. I made it to come back here, and there's somebody up on the other side. There must be a breezeway, and somebody's back there just deliberately letting me know they're back there. I made it back in here to the bed, and I passed out. It totally knocked me out. I remember the last I knew it was about 15. I'd watched Price is Right. It was about while they were in here, and I didn't wake up till about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and it's been hell. Let me say that. So I wanted you to get the gist of what is cute to them when I can go to the federal national forest, Jefferson National Forest, and sleep, to have a place to be in tent, and they come out and spray my tents. They've got the Appalachian, oh yes, this is true, Appalachian Trail people to do that and run me and soak my tents, and I can't use them when I was lucky enough to get them. It's kind of hard when you've had your jobs and everything shut down, but I want to get to this. I went back there again. Over the years, I've run out there anyway, and I've tried to leave. I've said that, and I've been forced to come back to Virginia. So I'm going to give you just a rundown of the last month. I stayed at Motel 6. It's right here across the street. Used to be Hampton Inn, so it's relatively nice. It's owned by McFarland, and I don't know anything about him other than he was a Virginia state senator. So I doubt seriously that he's unaware of what's going on. He changed it to the Motel 6. He still owns it. So I've been run from there 3 or 4 times. They'd soaked me with chemicals. They'd put me in a handicap room and do it. Isn't that cute? This is where I just came in here, Howard Johnson's, and I got up this morning and I realized that if I don't leave, I don't know where I'm going. My money's gone now, and I've got another month, rest of the month to go. And what will they do to me if I run back to the forest? But anyway, this is where I'm registered here. This is on Third Lane Road. This is where they're doing it to me. And this time, and what's happening now. And this is where, when I ran from Motel 6, I went a couple of times, left more than that, and came back. But I went over. I was so sick, and they wouldn't move me to another room where they could get me again. All this is going on, and they all know it. So I run to this place. It's extended stay, and I paid for a week, and theirs is more expensive. But I was so sick I couldn't move hardly. It's like I'm dead, and my energy's gone, and I'm in so much pain. I stayed there, and I was going to stay another week. I was so sick because this is back a few months, and I was going to have to go out and camp and see if I could feel better to North Creek, and I was running out of money by that time. And they actually came in and started soaking